Home on the Range sucks. And yes, before you comment this, I know someone's going to comment this, but this movie's not bad because I watch it. I have nostalgia for it. This film is just garbage. And if you like it just because you saw it as a kid, that's not a good reason. I saw this as a kid. I thought it was okay. As an adult, it's terrible. Good for you for watching this trash as a kid. It doesn't mean it's good. Sorry to clarify that, but sometimes when I review a movie that was a kid's movie, people are like, well, it's actually good because I saw it as a kid. Whatever. Anyway, let's go to the production history and why this film fails so much. And it's actually bad because it killed off 2D animation at Disney, so fuck you guys. The original concept, known as Sweating Bullets, was going to be about outlaws who were trampled to death by cows. So as ghosts, they would go out and kill every other cow they seen, other than one cow and a jackrabbit who would stop them. Then, in later versions, it was about like a Pied Piper guy who's no longer dead, who's going to take over the White House. All these crazy ideas eventually got winged down to a generic toddler comedy, where Roseanne, the stupid MAGA cultist, is a cow. Yeah, how likable is this character? Horrible design, terrible voice, and terrible personality. This is one of the worst Disney protagonists of all time. Horrible, horrible character. During one scene, she decides just to hit on the other cow for no reason. I'm not saying hit on like as in, how to like you. She's like, no, she literally hits her in the face and stomach and shit for no reason. And then is completely shocked when she is thrown in the mud. Like, how dare she? This is one of the worst protagonists of any film ever. Horrible character. The character is just as awful as the voice actors who voices the character. Seriously, fuck Roseanne Barr and fuck Roseanne Cow. To make things worse, the movie's plot is even dumber and stupider than you might think. Instead of trying to make a film that could work for all ages like Disney usually does, they decided to make a film only toddlers could enjoy. There's a farm called Little Patch of Heaven, which doesn't look like heaven to me, it looks like hell. And it's a dairy farm, despite the fact they only have 2 cows, and they get 1 cow near the end of its lifespan. And this small rinky-dink farm apparently has so much loans against that the farm is being closed down! Had to say that. By the way, how the fuck is this a dairy farm? There's only 3 fucking cows here. Like I said, the 1 cow is a brand new cow. Oh no, my farm's being closed down! Oh, that makes no sense! So realistically, there's only 1 old hag running this farm. It's gonna close down no matter fucking what. It's the middle of fucking nowhere. Quite literally, in middle of nowhere. Like, what the fuck did she expect? The guy's like, I'm sorry for giving you this bad news, but you're suck at paying your bills, lady. You're not profitable. I guess that's the main theme, and they act like he's a dick for saying that. He even tries to help her out, like, fuck you, asshole. Like, what this cop gotta do? He's just passing on news. Like, fuck you. Like, she tries to assault this guy for no fucking reason with a hoe. Like, geez Louise, you might be a hoe there, bitch. Like, what the fuck is wrong with you? Imagine they treat the social worker in Lilo and Stitch the same way they treat this guy. This is very similar characters in terms of what they do in the film. Sorry, bitch, you couldn't pay your bills. Maybe don't buy a fucking cow if you can't afford it, you dumb hat. Well, yeah, she buys Roseanne Cow, who's annoying as hell, from this one guy who lost all his cows, because every other ranch gets stolen, I guess. I think she buys it, or maybe she just gives it on a loan, who the fuck knows. Anyway, this bitch bought a whole fucking fat-ass cow. It's supposed to be a show cow? I don't know what the fuck that means. This cow doesn't look like a show cow to me. It looks fucking ugly and disgusting, but whatever. And despite being on this farm for 8 minutes, I'm not even joking, they decide that I'm gonna save this farm immediately and leave. With help of these other cows who have been here. And all these side characters, like, you grow to love for those 8 minutes of time, yeah, fuck. Yeah, this film is awful. You don't even grow attached to the quote-unquote main thing they're trying to say because we're there for less than 8 minutes, really. I say 8 minutes, that's a runtime at this point. We haven't been in the farm for that long. Oh no, this farm is being closed down, but we barely were there. Who the fuck gives a shit about this farm? I don't know these characters. I don't know anything about the farm. And the 2 other cows who were on this farm don't seem to care that much as the main Roseanne cow, who was barely on the farm. Like, I don't get it. I don't fucking get this film. So the cows are like, yeah, let's go to town, because there's a carnival there, but then there isn't. They just forget about that carnival thing. Like, what's the point of saying, yeah, let's go to a carnival and make money? Like, what? Oh, but then there's even a worse character than the Roseanne cow, this stupid fucking horse named Buck, who, oh god, I hate this character. The funniest thing about this character is the fact that in the next movie there's also another character named Buck, who happens to be the worst character in that film, but we'll get to Chicken Little when we get to Chicken Little. So yeah, twice in a row Disney made a character named Buck the worst character in the movie, and yeah, being worse than Roseanne Cow is an accomplishment. So Buck the horse here, who has a very annoying voice, he sounds like he's trying to do an Eddie Murphy impression, but failing miserably. He wants to be a hero, but instead of actually being heroic, he does incredibly villainous acts, like trying to impress this one outlaw criminal guy. He's not a criminal, he's a bounty hunter, but you know what I mean. for some reason he really wants to impress this guy who's incredibly shady. Like, he's a hero, so I want to be a hero horse. Okay, so as a character, he's just incredibly stupid. Alright, he thinks that some random guy's a hero and doesn't think about it or whatever. There's some arc, right? But no, he actually does villainous things to the cows for no reason. He literally sabotages them multiple times because they want to buy their farm back. He says, fuck you and your farm, I want to be a hero. Like, what? How heroic of a horse can you be if you want to fuck over cows for no fucking reason? So yeah, this bounty hunter guy is baffling. So he goes into town. He picks up his bounty for a guy. He's like, oh, you gotta get this other guy, too, even though he doesn't have any reason to do it, since he learns later that he's working for him. So nothing he does actually even helps him out anyway. So what's the fucking point of it? And then for some reasons, like, cops like, yeah, if you want a good horse, you can take my horse, even though the guy already had a horse. This guy just swapped horses like they're fucking broads. Like, what the fuck's this guy's problem? Imagine every time you went out, you would just swap cars with random people. You after you, like, went to the police office to, like, okay, I'm dropping off a bill here. Yeah, can I borrow a police car? Like, what the fuck? It doesn't make any sense. There's never even good reason why this guy would want this fucking horse. Like, why can he have his... Can he not use the same horse again? Does they have a problem? Did, like, sprain its ankle or something? Like, why does he need another horse? And why would he just take the cop's horse? It makes no fucking sense. And then later he ditches the horse because it's skittish around cows, because for some reason the horse has a spasm when it sees the other cows. And I guess it makes him mad enough to want to fuck over the cows. It's so fucking dumb! Seriously, if you actually like this film, defend this fucking awful character. And they were going to say, well, near the very end of the movie, he turns against the guy who he barely has any interaction with, because, like I said, the guy ditches him immediately. But at this point, it's too fucking late. He does so much scumbag things, even worse than the main villain at some points. How much of a scumbag he actually is. So overall, I hate this horse. People always say, yeah, I love these Disney horses, but no one ever mentions Buck, because the reason why is because Buck fucking sucks. He definitely ain't no Maximus, that's for sure. So I have to talk about the villain now, because that is one of the main reasons why this film fails. The villain, who's this guy here, who I'm just going to call Cousin Eddie, because that's basically what the character's voice sounds like to me. He's an outlaw who's buying up land that he steals cows from, and how does he do this? What the fuck? How to make your villain so unintimidating in less than 5 seconds. Have him fucking yodel and then go into a disco outfit. Like, what the fuck? Is he a member of Village People now? So this guy's like a Pied Piper, but he yodels, and the cows love it for some reason. I guess they're hypnotized by it, and they become multicolored, if that makes any sense. I don't need to say anything. This is just flat out dumb. Well, okay, maybe they made him more intimidating in some other ways, like maybe his henchmen are competent. No, they're complete idiots, and so is he. He has to explain his plan 5,000 times to his cousins like they're fucking idiots, which they fucking are. Like, when they have already talked about this at this point, they've been doing this for a while, clearly by the map, and now he's like describing his plan in great detail to these people who should already fucking know. Like, why is he even working with these idiots if they're so fucking stupid? Why is he stupid at that? Oh, but then there's another plot point. You see, one of his cousins here, who looks exactly like the other three, has been sitting in the same spot for so long that he doesn't realize that his head is covering up a piece of the map that he somehow missed. Like, have you never looked at this map in that one spot? Like, how the fuck do you fuck it up that bad? Who else made the map? And then he gets mad at the guy, like, you sat there all the time, so I didn't know. And the guy's like, well, I like sitting there. That's the joke. He sits in the same spot all the time and shaped like his head. Ha 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 ha, fun. You didn't have another map there, dude? Like, wouldn't this guy have multiple maps if he's on the go, not just at the one fucking base? I didn't get his plan. He sells the cows near the end, but did he sell them to buy the land up before? Like, what's he doing with the land? We don't fucking know. He's just collecting cows and is able to sell it to a shady guy, I guess, and that's it. And no, in case you're wondering, there's no satisfying to defeat this guy. He's a lame-ass villain. None of the characters are great. It sucks. This film is just flat out terrible. The film is mercifully short, at least. It's like an hour long. That's about it. Like, literally an hour long. This film just wanted to be over and dead with. The film isn't very particularly fun to look at. It's fine. It's clearly got some good animation, but compared to the other Disney films, it's very lackluster in backgrounds and character design. Like, everything is competent, but animation-wise, it's definitely a weaker-looking film compared to the other ones. It doesn't stand out in anyone's head. In total, there are a number of only 2 jokes in this comedy film that I found funny. And not even really that fun. The other 2 main lady cows are fine. The Judi Dench cow and the Jennifer Tilly cow. I don't even know their fucking names. They're okay. They're but the main Roseanne Cow's fucking awful. And like this little purple guy, he wanted to go to clown college, I guess. That's the only thing I like about this film. It's pretty bad all around. There's no heart to the film, just all stupidity, no character development, no character growth, no interesting animation designs or good music. Which is a shocker since the music was written by Alan Menken, who I already established has written some of the best Disney songs ever, but whatever. This was just made for toddler fodder. Put it on for your kids, it goes by really quick every scene, and yeah, they'll be fine, I guess. But there's so many better films, and even animated films, like, hell, Barnyard is better than this piece of shit. Why would you waste your time showing them this? So yeah, Home on the Range is easily the worst Disney film I've seen so far in the marathon, and it's not even close. Time to go on to the other parts of the video where I talk about what happened after it. Home on the Range was a giant failure. The film was a commercial failure in every sense of the way. Critically, it was panned, and financially, it did not make any money based off its budget, which was surprisingly high for how low quality the film actually is. Because of this, Disney shut down the 2D animation studio and decided they were going to swap over to making CGI films. It's something they really haven't done before, unless you count Dinosaur, which I guess I did. It wouldn't be the last 2D film they did, thank God. But this film really was a testament to how bad 2D was doing. It went this slow, unfortunately. I'm very glad this wasn't the last 2D film, because this would have been a terrible way to end the series. But yeah, Disney's been doing 2D anime films for 1937, and the fact that this film right here is almost killed it off, it really showcases how bad it is. I don't care if you watch this movie as a kid, just that fact alone makes this film terrible. The second half of the experimental era, as I like to call it, is pretty much begun here, where Disney is now scrambling. They're going to see how they make weird decision after weird decision until we get to the revival era. But yeah, Home on the Range is the first giant misstep here, where it just caused a lot of things in the animation studio that could have closed it forever, but luckily it didn't. There isn't a whole lot of other extra stuff when it comes to Home on the Range about other release things. There was this thing called a Dairy Tale, which was just a DVD extra. It's not really to even say there. So you had the DVD for this movie, which I feel bad for you if you did. There was a Three Little Pigs short. It doesn't look very good and looks half-assed. Who would hell would have watched this? So yeah, there also was a tie-in game to Home on the Range. They obviously didn't have much faith in the movie since they only released it on the GBA. For some reason, you're only playing as a stupid Buck the horse, for some reason, even though he's not even the main character of the film, but whatever. You also play as the goat, who was such an important character that I didn't even mention him during my review, like, whatever. Oddly enough, this game looks better than the movie, but that's not really a high bar to say, because I think the movie's a piece of shit. Apparently there was another Home on the Range game called It's Hero Time, but I can't find any footage of it. You might think, oh, this must be the horse game, but no, it's different box art and everything. I don't know what this even is. Whatever, who the hell cares? That's it for Home on the Range stuff. Would you expect more? It sucks. What'd you expect? Unsurprisingly, Home on the Range is actually, yeah, I gotta mention that. First movie in the F tier. Home on the Range. I did not bust a moo, which is the tagline. Huh? Like, what even is that tagline? Bust a moo? What? What the hell? I know it's a reference to bust a move, but it's not. It's a stupid-ass pun. This film sucks. I think I discussed that enough, so let's go on to the other rankings. Spit on it. So I'm putting in 3 villains. I actually forgot to rank the one guy? There's a clown college guy, and there's the outlaw, not the outlaw guy, he's bounty hunter. Don't care. I put Buck instead, because fuck Buck. He's the near second bottom villain. I hate him. The fact that I think he's a hero, even though he does way more villainous things, that's awful, actually. It's pretty terrible messaging. I mean, beating up your friends, also terrible messaging with the fucking Roseanne gal, but Buck. Fuck Buck. I think I even like him less than Buck Cluck, which is a lot. The 3 cousins, they're awful characters. They're dumb, and that's their character. I gotta say this in some movies and TV shows. A lot of times they'll have a character that's dumb, and you need to actually write something for that to be funny. It just can't be the character's dumb. There has to be more than just them being stupid, and that's their whole character. We are dumb! So, yeah, that sucks. Oh, and Slim, that's his name. I call him Cousin Eddie, because that's Randy Quaid. He's a nut job in real life. Whatever, who cares? Anyway, yeah, he's up there. Sometimes the character looks a little bit intimidating, only very rarely, because of course they make him a buffoon. Oh well. Yeah, so that's why he's higher than the rest. He's still an F tier, but I think he has a little bit more going for him than Edgar and Madame Medusa, who are characters I think are way worse. Yeah, that's our current villain ranking. They're way at the bottom, and they deserve to be there. They suck. And finally, the song rankings. This one actually is not really a musical at all. Like I said, Alan Menken does the music, but there's only one song that can really be considered a musical number, which is the lowest ranked song. I think yodeling is awful. If you like yodeling, good for you. I think it's terrible. There's people who, here are two people. You either think yodeling is good, which is like 10 people in the world, and you think yodeling is just annoying and stupid. I think it's dumb. It might be hard to do, but it doesn't matter to me because it just sounds like shit. Especially in this movie, it's just ridiculous. It's not a good sequence at all. It's not even hypnotizing either, so it just fails miserably. If you actually got like a hypnotic thing to it, maybe it could actually been a really interesting thing, but they failed miserably. F tier. Maybe I'm a little too hard to it because the song starts off kind of okay until it gets to the yodeling part. That's when it falls apart from the whole film. Everything, little hope you might have had for the film. Maybe there's something here. That's when it all goes away after that. So that's why that song is so low ranked for me. The rest of the movie is kind of generic country sounding songs, but nothing. They are just so bland. You would not believe that Alan Menken wrote it. I know the lyrics are pretty bad too, but the melodies themselves don't have a whole lot going for them. They're very typical country, not a whole lot going for it. And the lyricist, who I don't really care, did a really bad job of doing anything interesting to elevate anything. They're all bland and forgettable. So here they are. You Ain't Home on the Range. It's just an opening country, like western thing that you've heard a million times in other things. So it stands out not at all. A Little Patch of Heaven. It's just, this is a great place, and that's it. It just says, this is a little patch of heaven. This is a little patch of heaven. Yeah, I get it. It's not heaven to me. It's hell. Anyway, Will the Sun Ever Shine Again? It's just a typical like bluesy country song, which I usually like, but here it's just bland and nothing interesting. So yeah, E tier. And at the top of this is the credits song. The credits song is the best song in the movie. It's Wherever the Trail May Lay. It's actually sang by country artist Tim McGraw. It's actually shocking that I know that because I was forced to listen to country as a kid. But yeah, it's the only one that's I'm not a big fan of the country, really, to be honest. Sometimes I like a little bit. If Johnny Cash counts, I like him a lot. But other than that, I don't really get into the genre. It's not even they're bad, they're just really bland. They don't have a whole lot going for them in the song department. If you like it, then I guess that's good on you, but for me, like, it's definitely missing a whole lot. The melodies are just kind of just basic country, not going above and beyond, and the lyrics are just insipid. So, yeah, Home on the Range fails in every regard. Honestly, the music is not very good, but it's probably based off this ranking or the one song. Probably the best thing it has going for it. Yeah, that's Home on the Range. It's not going to get any better from here because next time I'm going to be talking about the infamous Chicken Little, which I'm not looking forward to. I'll see you then.